I believe that skin flushing and excessive blushing and erythrophobia is a reaction created out of our mental health. And not that you have like mental health disorder, but what I believe is that it is coming out of some sort of internal realm. It created this reaction inside of your body, and your body goes through trauma. So even though your head may not be going through that trauma anymore, your body is still remembering what happened. We need some wine. You're in my video, just so you know.
Is it recording now?
All right, now we're ready to go. It's Sunday here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's so cool to say that because there are people who tune into this channel who are part of this community that don't live in America. And it's like Monday morning for you. Let's fix this. And hold, please, I'm checking a message from my brother who, thinks he might have COVID and he had to go get tested. Okay, anyway, we'll know in 72 hours if he is COVID or not. So, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, it's a little different because it's Sunday and I normally don't record on the weekends, but I just was thinking and I was feeling kind of amped and I wanted to pour me a wine spritzer and talk to you really quick. Some of you may have seen that I recently got certified as a cognitive behavioral therapist practitioner, and that's really cool because the thing about cognitive behavioral therapy is that it's something that you can do on your own. You don't have to sit in hours upon hours worth of therapy with another individual in order to undo all the things in your mind and put new things in there. The whole point of a therapist is not necessarily for them to be giving you advice anyway and for them to be telling you what they would do if they were you. The whole point of them is to help kind of guide you along and help buffer you so that you can find your own answers to your own questions, your own solutions to your own problems. And it's up to you to decide if you think they're problems or not. I think that that's an area that we just get confused a lot of thinking that maybe there's something wrong with us. And here on this channel, when we talk about erythrophobia and we talk about skin flushing and excessive blushing, I think so many of us have come from this background of what is wrong with me. And if you saw recently, I posted a picture of Vera Cherney, who is an actress on the show I recently saw, Queen of the South, and I noticed that she was skin flushing in one of the scenes, and then I saw her later on in a scene and she was skin flushing, so I looked her up, and you guys have seen it probably on my Instagram, where I saw that she's just like actively flushing, and it's like she doesn't care, doesn't notice it, who cares? And I wonder, I would so be curious to find out from her if she's had people question her about it, because it's pretty darn noticeable if you look at the picture that I posted. So the point of this video today is to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy and skin flushing from the sense of, I just want to tell you what I really think. I know I've done these videos, and I know from the beginning of these videos when I first started talking about, I think it's my birth control, I think it's this, I think it's my lack of sleep, I think it's this hormone, I think it's histamine intolerance, and there's all these different things that it could be, but here's really what I've come down to believing. I believe that for some people, this is full-blown a histamine intolerance, and you should definitely explore that area to see if that's something that you may be struggling with. Let's set that aside, because maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If you look at people who journey through the histamine intolerance realm, there's so many, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And I know a lot of my new friends on Instagram and through this channel that they specifically are walking down the histamine intolerance lane. More power to you. I'm so excited for you. I'm glad that you're helping the communities that you have. And I think that it's great. And I think there's a lot of people that really are struggling with histamine intolerance that is causing some sort of skin reaction. And we need your voice out there in the sea of voices. In my lane directly, I don't believe it's a histamine intolerance for the area that I'm targeting here. I don't think that histamine is the issue, specifically food-related histamine, and trying to research and target which foods are or are not causing a reaction. I tried that and I realized that it was all over the map. So here's what I've come to realize and what I believe is happening here. I believe that skin flushing and excessive blushing and erythrophobia is a reaction created out of our mental health. And not that you have like mental health disorder, but what I believe is that it is coming out of some sort of internal realm, whether that be somebody pointed something out when you were younger, somebody pointed at you and made you feel like you didn't belong somewhere. There's a certain look that somebody gives you when you feel like you are being judged, not belonging. Maybe you had some sort of performance anxiety where you felt like you had to perform for mom or dad, and if you didn't behave a certain way or look a certain way, whether that be in your family or with your friends or in school, it created this reaction inside of your body, and your body goes through trauma. So even though your head may not be going through that trauma anymore, your body is still remembering what happened, and therefore it's having that response. When somebody gives you a certain look, when somebody makes a certain facial expression, when somebody says a certain trigger word that you may not even know is a trigger word. That's what I believe is happening. And I've come to this point in my life and through this channel where I don't necessarily think it's about solving the issue or finding some solution. I think it's about just embracing ourselves and trying to undo what has been done. And I don't mean like, because I think people can get stuck really easily with like, this happened to me when I was 5 years old and that's the reason why I am the way I am today. Yes, those things may have helped make up certain things that create certain coping skills and mechanisms and reactions that you may have today. But if you have identified that, let's not cling to it and say, I do this because of this. Let's say, do I like that I do this? And if I don't like that I do this, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of it. And here's how I'm gonna do that. And I think that's what we're doing with the skin flushing. You know, I have been all over the place since my dad passed away. My dad was sick, or has been sick obviously, for 11 months. My dad had really been down over the past month, and then a few weeks ago he passed away, and then we had his funeral. And I noticed throughout that whole season of those like 4 weeks, I did not even think about skin flushing. If I did flush, I didn't care. I don't even think I noticed it unless I walked in the bathroom and saw myself in a mirror, but nobody pointed it out. And I don't really think I just didn't care. And I've noticed that thinking of coming back into this realm and getting back into work and talking to you guys, I'm like, well, what am I going to talk about now? Because one of the things I did not want to do here, even though I do want to be this channel that talks about erythrophobia and skin flushing and excessive blushing, I don't want that to be something that we're just pigeonholed into that for the rest of our lives. And that's why you'll see me talk about certain things that have to do with excessive blushing and skin flushing and erythrophobia, but you'll also see me like on my Instagram. I don't just post flushing pictures because this is my life. And I honestly don't obsess over being flushed. There are times when it feels hard, and there are times where I've felt like it's really taking away from what I could be and who I could be. And then once I started talking about it here, I realized that this actually was the solution for me. It was the exposure therapy. And sometimes I flush and sometimes I don't. See, I'm not flushing right now. I'm drinking wine and I have a really hot light on me and I'm amped right now. But whether I flush here or not, I don't care because you guys get it. And you guys are my community, and you find hope here when you come and watch the videos and know that you're not alone. You're not alone in what you're dealing with. And so this has actually brought me incredible healing or acceptance, or I don't really know the word for it. I just know that it's not something that's in the forefront of my mind all the time. And yes, we're in quarantine, and yes, I'm not being seen all the time, but I did my dad's eulogy a couple weeks ago at his funeral, and I did wear a higher neck shirt just because I don't have to think about it. But I don't ever remember feeling like I was a million degrees in flushing, and I just didn't care. And so I know that a lot of us do care. I care. But in those scenarios, in those moments, I didn't care. And maybe it's because of the circumstances or whatever the case may be. But I just want you to know, you do not need me to tell you how you're going to overcome and how you're going to heal. And you don't need anybody else to give you some magic pill to take you to the next level. You hold your answers. And it's not something that should make you feel discouraged, like, fuck, I hold my answers and I don't know what those answers are. No. It should make you feel so encouraged to know that you hold all the answers, you hold everything inside of you, and then we can come together collectively from the outside and we can champion each other and build each other up and grow from here. But you should never cling to me for your solutions and your answers and your next steps, and I should never cling to you for my solutions and my answers and my next steps. We are only here to inspire and grow each other and help each other think outside of the box and in new ways. ways. Never here to push our ideas and opinions onto each other. We're not here to give each other advice. We're here to link arms and walk this out together, whatever that looks like. But you hold your answers. And I think one of the things for me building a platform here on YouTube is that it is exciting to know that there are 68 or 69 subscribers at this point, and I really just started pouring into this channel, I guess, back when quarantine first started. I just was like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. But I feel like I'm finding my groove, and this is something that really works for me. And that's why I encourage you, start an Instagram page, start blogging about this, start taking pictures of your journey of wherever it is that you are and what you're looking to do. If you're interested in doing the ETS surgery, I think it's called ETS surgery, document that along the way. If you're going through a radical acceptance phase, I know a lot of you have shared that here on my channel in the comments. Share your radical acceptance. So my approach going forward will be to talk about erythrophobia, and we'll be able to talk about flushing and things of that nature. But I really want to dig in more to our cognitive distortions and what it is in our own minds that might be making us flush because our body's having a response to something that's happening to the chemicals inside of our body. And that's what I say. Yes, I do think I am having some sort of histamine intolerance, but it's to cortisol or it's to estrogen or progesterone or some other hormone inside of my body. But I think the bigger thing is because that's so inconsistent, that it really does have to do with cognitive distortions. It is something that I have agreed with inside of my mind, that look, that person, and that authority, when I'm in groups like this, whatever that case may be, my body's having a reaction because it remembers the trauma that I underwent at one point in my life. I don't even remember what it is, but my body does. And does that not tell you how amazing our bodies are? So here's a random Sunday cheers to you, my friends. I am so excited that you have come along for the journey, and I hope that you're gearing up for a wonderful week ahead. And I just hope you know that you are so fully wonderful and magnificent just as you are. And I'm excited for our stories to continue to unfold together. And I'm excited for us to take control of our thoughts, to lead them back into more productive avenues that help us grow as individuals and as a community. And until my next video, I'll see you in the next one.